We spent 2 months putting together the ultimate travel guide for you in Rio de Janeiro, but unfortunately, we lost all of that footage when our phone was stolen right out of our hands. So that will not be this video. Yes, we caught the exact moment that happened on video, and we uploaded that in a previous vlog. So if you haven't seen that, you can check that out next. But what this video is instead is a reflection on whether traveling to Brazil is worth it, considering the distance, the cost, and the risks that travelers undergo to visit.
By the way, we're currently in Patagonia, hence the winter hats. We're currently enjoying the beautiful mountains here in Argentina, but we still have a lot to say about Rio de Janeiro. The first thing to consider is the cost of getting there. An average flight price from the United States to Rio de Janeiro is about $1,000.
Round trip. Flight prices can really vary depending on time of year, airline, departure time, etc., but $1,000 minimum round trip is already quite a punch.
Yep.
And then when you get there, although the exchange rate is favorable for the US dollar, right now it's somewhere about 5.7 reals to $1. But when you get to Rio, for example, Rio is quite an expensive city. So accommodations will quickly add up. Places like the Hilton Hotel or the Sheraton start at over $300 a night. So to pay that much and to not be guaranteed, of course, no one is ever guaranteed, safety even in the neighborhood that you're staying, can be quite the investment for a typical vacation, considering that, well, if I'm going to pay this much money, I want to feel safe in the neighborhood that I'm staying, especially if it's a higher end or higher tier hotel like Hilton or Sheraton. And that brings us to where to stay and what the most popular neighborhoods are to stay at in Rio. Those are the neighborhoods of Ipanema, Copacabana, Leblon. Just to start with, those are, of course, going to be the more expensive. The Sheraton Hotel is actually near a favela, which is called Vidigal. It's still a very luxurious hotel.
Yeah,
but
all these neighborhoods actually have favelas, so that's where the safety kind of...
It changes from block to block,
Yeah.
from neighborhood to neighborhood. But even in the more expensive, in the more touristy neighborhoods, risk and theft still are very common. So that's just one thing to keep in mind is like, well, I'm paying all this money, and it's still very risky. We chose to stay near Centro in the neighborhood of Lapa, which is by and large known to be even more risky. Like there comes to percentages and statistics. Centro and Lapa are known even amongst local to be unsafe, to have lots of phone thefts. But we chose to stay there because it was affordable. We were staying 2 whole months. And we found a small studio apartment on Airbnb for about $850 for the month, everything included. And yes, it's a lot, but it was still significantly cheaper than staying in Ipanema, Copacabana, or Leblon. So just there's that to consider as well. And when we told people that we stayed there, we usually got a face like,
all the time.
You're
like,
staying there?
Be careful.
Yeah, and rightfully so, because that is exactly the neighborhood that our phone got stolen in. And that brings us to our main question for reflection, and that's considering how far, how expensive, and how potentially risky it is going all the way to Brazil really worth it? I'll let you answer first.
I think it's worth it. The views, the culture, the people, the food, the beaches. Once you encompass all of that, it's a great place to visit. I really enjoyed our stay. We visited 9 years ago and we loved it so much that we decided to come back again, and now we spend an extended amount of time.
Most Brazilians are amazing people. Most tourists will have an amazing, smooth time. But there are the unlucky few that will encounter that small percentage of locals looking for an opportunity. I have to say, I think it might not be worth it for everyone. Don't get me wrong, I still very much loved our time in Brazil. All the positive experiences certainly outweighed the negative incident for us. But I could see how for some people, the trouble, the investments, and just the stress of having to watch your back all the time might not be worth it. So I wouldn't judge anyone for hesitating to go because of that. But I think for us, well, that unfortunate thing did happen. I will always cherish the amazing time and the memories that we made. And if you're someone who really wants to go, but these risks are making you hesitate, just remember that there are proactive steps that you can take to make it more difficult for you to be a target. And that's, some subscribers in our previous video mentioned having a wrist strap on your phone or a lanyard strap. And no, that's not going to be foolproof, but it could deter someone from trying if it looks like it's not going to be as easy as maybe the person next to you. Of course, don't make the same mistake we did and make sure your phone is insured. Make sure it's automatically backed up to the cloud so you save your memories. And just
don't wear any fancy chains. Don't wear any fancy watches.
Would you consider this fancy? Would you consider this fancy?
I would, yeah.
You were wearing those.
Yes,
we were wearing our watches.
It's like Targets. It's like, look at them. Like.
And we're always
easy.
telling people, don't get papaya, don't make yourself look like a Target. And here we are, not even following our own advice. Like, that's what, I'm kicking myself in the shins for that. Now we want to hear your thoughts. Considering the costs, the distance you'd have to travel, and the risks, do you think that a trip to Brazil is worth it? Whether you've been before or you're thinking of going, the answer is going to be different for everyone, and we look forward to hearing from you specifically.
And up next, we're going to be highlighting some of our favorite experience in Rio de Janeiro.
And that's from the footage that we were able to rescue or save beforehand. So keep an eye out for that one. In the meantime, you guys, se cuidan, se bañan.
Y nos vemos hasta la próxima.
Chao.
Ciao.